What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to another PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Hopefully you've checked out my two previous videos. A lot of good stuff has already went up, so make sure you hit the bell notification and also check my page all the time because I'm always uploading new videos. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into today's news. So Young Horses Games has announced and also revealed that Octodad Deadliest Catch will arrive on the Nintendo Switch on November 9th. And if you retweet and follow them on Twitter, you can win a Super NES Classic bundle that ends at 10 a.m. EDT 11/9/2017. So make sure you check out the link in the description below so you can have a chance at winning that. But let's talk about Octodad Deadliest Catch because I knew nothing about this game. I've heard about it, but I knew nothing about the game as far as like how it plays or anything like that. So I'll read the first little paragraph about it, then go over some of the key features. So Octodad Deadliest Catch is a game about destruction, deception, and fatherhood. The player controls Octodad, a dapper octopus masquerading as a human as he goes about his life. Octodad's existence is a constant struggle as he must master mundane tasks with his unwieldy boneless tentacles while simultaneously keeping his nature a secret from his human family. So this is a very interesting game. So here are some of the key features of the title. So Octodad's wacky physics create hilarious moments that are different every time. Be surprised by the randomness of Octodad's flailing, or express your own sense of humor by making Octodad do silly things. An all-new adventure that explores Octodad's world, relationships, and backstory. Complete Octodad's satirical style by collecting and wearing a variety of hidden neckties. Gather family members and /or friends to control Octodad's limbs in co-op mode with 2 to 4 players, up to 4 times the limb sanity. And there are some other modes that are so far for right now exclusive to Windows, but they might be on the Nintendo Switch as far as like a level editor and things like that. So I guess we'll know more about it soon because it launches on November 9th. But this is very interesting. I've heard people talk about Octodad. This game was released, I think, in 2014, so it's going on 3 years at this point, or 3 years old as far as the game goes. But the more games, always the better, and maybe they can do some cool HD rumble with the Joy-Cons, co-op, split co-op modes where one person controls Octodad, the other person controls the limbs. I mean, it could be interesting, right? This game just looks silly. It looks like a silly game, but people like it. It's been pretty popular in the indie community as far as games go. And it'll be interesting to see people play this on the Nintendo Switch. So what do you guys think about Octodad, and have you played the game before? Are you excited for the release on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into another article here, there is a game called Immortal Redneck, and I don't like using that term, but that's the name of the game. And this game, Immortal Redneck, has been rated for the Nintendo Switch as far as the release goes. So let's go ahead and get into what Immortal Redneck is all about. So this game is a first-person set in Egypt with a roguelite element. The game mixes old school first-person shooter action with roguelite mechanics, frantic gameplay, witch controls, and an arcade-style feel. Meets randomly generated dungeons, a complete skill tree, permanent death, and 9 classes with different traits. The game revolves around a redneck tourist who wakes up mummified in ancient Egypt after an accident. Why is he here? How did he survive the accident? And why the hell is he mummified? The answer lies within the 3 danger-filled pyramids of Giza, all protected by an army of monsters and huge bosses. Obviously, your mission is to get inside the pyramids, kill all of the enemies, and discover what's going on. Here are the features of the game: old school first-person shooter, frantic gameplay, twitch controls, and an arcade-style roguelite mechanics, randomly generated dungeons, classes, skills, permadeath, but with gameplay progression. So basically what that means is that you can have permadeath and you can start all over, but you'll still get your progression as far as your items go. So 9 playable classes, all with different skill sets. Players can switch classes between each playthrough, selecting one most suitable for their current run. Complete skill tree, evolve your character, buying equipment and weapons, upgrading and acquiring new skills. Over 50 different weapons, traditional firearms, magical, mythological, futuristic, or just plain weird weapons, including a potato launcher. You name it, this game has it. Over 100 scroll modifiers. Each scroll picked up in-game changes your current run for good, convert your enemies into chickens, or for bad, reduces your speed of movement, and everything in between. Over 35 enemies, such as mummies, flying skulls, humanoid snakes, big fat warriors, all willing to kill you. Huge bosses, 2 in each pyramid with unique gameplay. There is also a merchant. What are you buying? No, I'm joking. Buy equipment and supplies that will be maintained between different games. When you die, skill room. Hone your skills in rooms focused on platforming and avoiding a variety of traps. So I first saw this game and I was like, yo, this game actually looks kind of cool. Like, you have all these different things, but the biggest thing for me, while I'll actually maybe try out this game, is because your progression will carry over. Some of these roguelike games or whatever, like, they'll have full progression systems and upgrades and stuff that you can get, and then when you die, you lose all that. And then it's permadeath, then you go all the way back to the beginning. I'm not about that life. Like, you can't do that to me at this stage of my life when I don't have time to be playing games all the time and the games are hard. I can't sit here and lose everything that I just worked for the past 3 hours or 4 hours because you want to be a roguelike game. So I'm really liking the fact that you can actually keep your progression, keep your traits and your stats. There's different classes. So it looks interesting. It looks good. The graphics are good so far. So this has been rated for the Nintendo Switch. So we'll see about the official release or when we actually get word from that from the developers. But yeah, what do you guys think about this title? It came out back in April on Steam. All of the reviews that I've read and all the stuff from Steam says that it's a pretty good game. They were very positive as far as the reviews go. I think 87% or something like that. So pretty good. So what do you guys think about Immortal Redneck as far as this game coming to Nintendo Switch? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the last article here, my boy Cliffy B, he's not really my boy, but someone that I followed for a long time, has talked about the Nintendo Switch and given his thoughts on the system and why it's good for him. So here's what he had to say via Twitter. So here's the thing about the Nintendo Switch as a console. Graphics are good enough. If graphical power equals good enough, you stylize. Nintendo gets this, but what that affords for them is the system to be small, aka portable. He also went on to say, falling in love with a new Mario and being a person who travels a lot, I realized that this solves a key problem with most of my non-portable / handheld gaming. It's obvious, but easily bridging the gap between sofa and the road means a few things. Often when I play a regular console or PC game, then I go away for 3 to 7 days. I cool off, aka my abilities for that game atrophy. I forget where I was, heck, sometimes the controls and the save spot I was at often at the peak of when I was hot in the game. I've had so many games, I start, get a chunk of the way through, then travel, and then never go back to. I never finish them. It's a shame. The Switch bridges that, at least for me. Of course, not sure how much I fit into Nintendo's target demographic, aka 42-year-old lifelong fans who are fortunate enough to travel a lot. Guess it ties into bridging the gap between the television and the tablet for the younger gen. Anyways, I've loved the idea for some time. Again, I thought the next Xbox should have been a high-powered tablet, an X slate, which would have done the same thing. Shrug. And he ends it with that. So let's talk about a couple things that he said here. Actually, Cliffy, you fit right into Nintendo's demographic. You're someone who's played, who grew up on the original NES, who grew up on Nintendo games, and you've said that yourself. So that's exactly who the Switch is trying to get back. Trying to get back those core Zelda fans, those core Mario fans, people who grew up with the system. So you definitely fit right in. And yes, they fit right into people who travel. Nintendo particularly made this system for people who are older, people who travel, people who wanted a nice, graphically, like good graphics as far as powered tablet, but also can play actual games on there, not the tablet style touch games and all that, but actual real games, console quality on the go. And that's exactly what they're doing here. So you fit right into what they're looking for. That's why, for me, I mean, the Nintendo Switch is quite possibly the best Nintendo system that I've ever played because it fits right into what I want. And he's exactly right when he says that sometimes you play a game, you don't play it for however long, and then you go back to it and you're like, where am I? What am I doing? You forget the controls. I mean, that's how I am all the time because for a long stretch of time since Smash Brothers came out, that would be the only game that I played was Smash Brothers. And I'd try to play other games in between them, but it was tough because I would forget exactly where I was and everything if I went away to train in Smash Brothers or if I went traveling, because back then at my corporate jobs, I had to travel a lot. Heck, you guys saw on this channel, I was traveling to Arizona, I was traveling to all over the place, you know, and I even went to Hawaii earlier this year. But I was able to bring my Nintendo Switch with me. At the time that I was going to all these different corporate places, the Switch wasn't a thing. Now I had my 3DS, and I never had this problem with my 3DS. I never forgot where I was or didn't know things because I can always play my 3DS anywhere I want. And that's actually the system where I've beaten the most games on, is my 3DS. Pretty much every single game I have on my 3DS, I've beaten, and I have well over 40 games on my 3DS, and there's not a single game that I have that I haven't beaten on my 3DS when it comes to packaged retail games. Whereas on my PS4, my Xbox One, and my Wii U, there are many games that I have not beat, like a ton of games that I haven't beat. But on my Switch, I've been playing games normally. I've been trying to find time. I'm a lot busier now at this point, but I've been trying to find time, and I've been able to beat games like SteamWorld Dig. I've been able to beat Zelda. I've been able to progress through games faster than I would have beforehand than on just a stationary console. So, Cliffy, I feel you, man. You fit right in as far as the demographic goes. But now at this point, I think it's time to bring over Lawbreakers. I think it's time. You guys know I have to say this. I think it's time to bring over Lawbreakers. I think this game looks cool. Obviously, it didn't sell very well on the PC and PS4. Those fan bases shunned you. They did not give your game a chance. They're out playing Overwatch all the time. So I think it'd be really cool. And shout outs to Og, who suggested this on Twitter. He said, you know what, bring it over to Xbox and also bring it over to Nintendo Switch. Crossplay. You can build a community that way of people that might appreciate the game. Now, we'll still have to wait and see. Obviously, Cliffy has talked about this just a little bit, just saying, hey, we probably want to bring it to Xbox first and then maybe on Nintendo Switch if we can. He's not necessarily the biggest studio. They don't have the most money in the world, so it'd have to be a while before that does come over, or even if it happens at all. But at the same time, if he does bring it over to Nintendo Switch, I think it can do a lot better. Actually, I know it would do a lot better than it did on PS4 and PC. So hopefully he does bring it over. Obviously, he's a fan of the system, so maybe we get it at some point. But I do feel what Cliffy has to say here. This has happened to me multiple times where I just don't beat something because I'm busy, I have to do stuff, I have to travel. And then I come back and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Whereas I've been playing Mario Portable and home console, haven't skipped a beat. Same thing goes for Zelda. So for me, it just fits. So see what you're saying here, Cliffy, and I understand. Are you guys fitting into this same thing as far as what Cliffy has to say? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Really helps us out when you give us a follow and a like. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. Pledge any tier. Be entered to win some awesome prizes in addition to Discord voice chat and prize eShop tournaments. Also, make sure you check out our brand new YouTube live gaming page and consider sponsoring PlayerEssence. When you do so, you get custom themed emotes for the chat and also get entered into my friends list for tournaments. So consider sponsoring PlayerEssence right here on YouTube Gaming Live. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.